by San Juan Regional Medical Center, which is officially baby-friendly. This evidence-based initiative is designed to support mother-baby bonding and optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly, and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday morning, January the 14th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, 103.3 FM now over the air in Durango, Colorado, and of course we stream everywhere from our website at KSJE.com. Special good morning also to our viewers who are watching the visual radio program this morning from the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're glad you're with us as well, everyone, because I'm talking with Jamie Church in the next few moments from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Lots of events coming up, including the annual Chamber Banquet, so we'll give you the details about all of that and much more coming up in the next few moments, so stay tuned. Later on this hour, we'll check in with Amber Francisco over at the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. She'll be telling us and showing us some of the pets available for adoption this week from the shelter, so stay tuned for that, coming up around 8:50 a.m. this morning. Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts after the news at 9:06. Today, Mick is playing some more music from Bach, so some more cantatas for us on the program, as well as sharing some arts news, so stay tuned for that as well. Don't forget, of course, you can also follow us on Twitter and connect with KSJE on Instagram, in addition to our Facebook and YouTube channels. Weather forecast, a mostly sunny and breezy day today. It's going to be 51 for a high this afternoon in Farmington, 25 overnight. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 49 and a low of 33 with some increasing clouds because we have another increasing chance of rain or snow on Thursday and Friday of this week. Highs during the day in the mid-40s, overnight lows Thursday night, about 35 with snow possible, and then very cold on Friday night with a low of 17. And we get partly sunny skies for the weekend with highs in the mid-40s. And of course, we always say that visual radio can take you places. We will take you out to Nags Head, North Carolina this morning, where the surf is up, but it's a mostly cloudy day today. They're expecting some scattered thunderstorms, in fact, at Nags Head. The current temperature there, by the way, 63 degrees right now, on their way to a high of about 66 and a low of 51 degrees at Nags Head, North Carolina. And if you're looking for something to do, if you have cabin fever, we invite you to check out our regional events calendar at KSJE.com. There's lots of events happening, and that's just this week that I'm going to show you this morning. A diversity in art exhibit here at San Juan College Henderson Fine Arts Center Gallery. Tonight, it's the Peking Acrobats here on stage at the Henderson Fine Arts Center. San Juan Symphony having their family concert, Peter and the Wolf, this weekend in Farmington, Bayfield, and Durango. The Farmington Civic Center has Heroine Song on stage, and there's a free community osteoarthritis presentation happening at the Farmington Public Library. Traeger's Bar has a painting class coming up on the 15th and a beer plus choir event happening as well. The Jazz Jams are back at the Farmington Civic Center, and there's much more. Just check it out at our regional events calendar at KSJE.com. Let me turn to my guest who's patiently waiting for me to introduce her to you this morning. Jamie Church is here from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Good morning. I was just looking at all those events thinking,
right?
Wow, do we have some fun things going on.
I know. How to choose, right?
I know how to choose because they all look so great. So,
and yet people still come up to both of us, I know, and say there's nothing to do in Farmington.
Well, there is a lot to do, so thank you for sharing all those. Because
you're welcome. You bet.
What a great lineup of events.
Lots of stuff happening, and lots of stuff happening with the Chamber.
Exactly. We are busy. You know, we got through the holidays, and then we kind of came into the new year, and now we've just hit the ground running in 2020, and here we go.
That's true. That's right. And so a couple things that are happening, in the next couple of weeks, right? Business After Hours.
Yes, we have Business After Hours.
Is the first thing on the calendar, I think.
Yes, it is coming up next week on Wednesday the 22nd. And there's a relatively new restaurant called Red Rocks Roadhouse, which is right next to or across the street from the Royal Spa and where the old Sonia's used to be. And that's a new restaurant, so you can recognize it because it has a huge, big truck, big yellow
that's right, at the corner.
Monster truck. Truck is what they're called, right there at the corner. But anyway, so that's a new restaurant, and so we're doing our business after hours there on the 22nd, and we always love to support our businesses who host these business after hours. It's a great time not only to see the new business or an existing business, but just a lot of networking. So that's coming up. We also have a Four Corners Professionals Coffee coming up on the fourth Thursday. I believe you said it was the 26th when we were looking. 23rd.
Right?
Yes, 23rd. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need these visual reminders.
I borrowed that.
Because it all just kind of runs in my head.
I borrowed that from your Facebook page.
Oh, okay,
of
great.
the Chamber's Facebook page, yes.
Anyway, fourth Thursday of the month, Four Corners Professionals. Everybody is invited to this. It's a free coffee at the new Durango Joe's on the east side of town, the one with the waterfall. And this is just a great opportunity for anybody who's looking for networking, client development, customer-based development. That is a great coffee. We also
and I was excited. I was
go
just
ahead,
wanted to let the audience know I got to go to one.
Yes.
Because it's kind of during when I'm on the air, but over break in December, I was able to get over to one.
And you had on your
fun.
very festive Christmas coat.
I did. I was bedecked.
Yes, you made me smile with that because that was great. And we do
or
have
was it just, I can't believe he's out in public
I know,
wearing
well,
that?
I was
that
a little
the reason you were
shocked, but I
smiling
felt
too?
like it did brighten up the whole day. Really got me into the Christmas spirit, Scott.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. All right,
Thank
then.
you.
There you go. My embarrassment was
There you
worth
go.
it.
Well,
The good.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I thought it was great.
Good.
We do have a training as well, a training opportunity I wanted to mention that is called Step Up to Supervisor. We have a training company called Mountain Mesa Training, and if you are a supervisor, you just recently come into that role as a supervisor, or you have somebody on your staff who's moving up to the position of supervisor, this is a great training. It's actually 2 days, 22nd and 23rd, I believe, of January, and then a follow-up day in February. So it's 3 days of training.
Okay.
And that will be at the Chamber. And so if you're interested in that, just call us. We'll get you the registration form and go through the cost. Chamber members get a pretty significant discount to attend. So that's just one of the things moving into the new year when you're thinking about, okay, as I said, you get through the holidays and now you're kind of refocused on your year and your goals for the year. And if you are moving up into a supervisory position, it's just good, training.
Sure.
And
well, I guess for other bosses too, if they have some employees that they
Exactly.
feel are supervisory material,
exactly.
maybe sign them up.
Right. So it's going to be a great training. And as I said, just call the Chamber. We'll get you the information. It's 2 full days and then a follow-up day, which I kind of like. You can take those skills that you learn in the 2-day training, implement them, and then come back in January and sort of talk about what worked, what didn't, or what you might still need work on. And
We have a
to build
question
your
after
team.
trying it out for a
Right.
couple of weeks. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, that's coming up.
Okay.
And then, of course, we've got various events. We have our banquet coming up, which
That's
I
right.
think you mentioned or we're going to mention.
I will mention
So,
that. Yes,
yes.
exactly. The Chamber Banquet, and that is coming up on the
25th. So it is our end of year banquet, although we have it in January. So it's basically our annual meeting where we present our annual report. We talk about the Chamber in 2019, where we ended up as far as membership and who is our incoming chair, and then we thank our outgoing chair. We also announce our business and Citizen of the Year.
Yes.
I mean, which
Right
you know
back at you.
because you have been one.
She's pointing at me, I'm pointing at her.
Yeah, because you have been one and I have been
so
one,
have
so
you.
it's a
That's
big
right.
deal. So
And it's
anyway, we
very
announced
sneaky.
that. It's very sneaky.
Because I mean, the thing that I enjoyed most about the banquet, in addition to the food and the people, is the surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of the only award ceremonies that's tries to be
Yes.
kept a secret. And so
Yes.
the honorees, at least the citizen, doesn't really know
They don't.
this is happening.
They don't.
And so it's so much fun to just see the reaction on their face, because they really are genuinely, as I was,
They are.
surprised.
Yes.
And I think you were too.
Oh, I was shocked. I was completely shocked. Absolutely. I will say it's a lot of fun for the business and the Citizen of the Year, the secrecy.
Right.
For me, though, I'm like, oh my gosh, keeping it secret
I don't know
and
how you
trying
do
to
it.
work it out. Well,
I don't know how you do it.
I'm not sure either. But so the Chamber Banquet is our, it's a really fun event. And this year our theme is Roaring 20s, because we're roaring into the 20s.
That's right.
And so going into 2020. So we're encouraging people to dress in 20s costumes or 20s, dress. And we have live music. The Delbert Anderson Trio will be providing live jazz jazz during the cocktail hour, which starts at 5:30, and then we have some speeches and announce the Citizen and Business of the Year, and then there's dancing. We'll have a DJ. So really fun event. It's at the San Juan Country Club, but we only have about 2 to 3 tables left, and so if any of our it will sell out. So if you're thinking, even if you're not a chamber member, but you have a business or you are part of a business and you think, I'd like to know more about the chamber, this is a great event for you to come to because we have so many chamber members there. It's a wonderful networking opportunity, as well as just finding out more what we do with the chamber. We had a very successful year in 2019, even with all the transition going on. So I'm excited to wrap up 2019 and also move forward in 2020. So that's a great event. But
it is.
If you want a ticket, don't wait. So the tables, to sponsor a table, it's $600, but that's for 10 people. But individual tickets are just $60 a piece. So, and it is a plated dinner. So, I mean, I think it's a great event. Yeah.
It is
Love
a great event.
Super fun.
At the Country Club, the food's always
Yes,
wonderful.
yes.
And again, there's a lot of people, a lot of who's who of
Exactly.
local businesses
Right.
celebrating the success of the chamber.
Right,
And
right.
as you mentioned, even through the transitions, I think there's been a lot of ongoing support for the Farmington Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, I think so too. I think we've grown, our membership has grown. I've received a tremendous amount of support, people reaching out to me and letting me know that, we made it through the first year. That's how I like to look at it. We've made it through our first year. And I've learned a lot. And so I'm excited to feeling a little more secure in everything I'm doing, all the different events and the meetings and the committees, and then taking that forward.
Right.
Right.
So the big annual banquet.
Yes.
January
don't wait.
25th.
Yes. Coming up a week from this Saturday.
Wow.
I know. So I hope you have your costume, your stuff, your clothes.
Well, yeah. I'll see about that. The 20s, huh? Okay.
Roaring 20s.
Roaring
Don't you have
20s.
a pair of knickers and a little
Nobody wants
boater?
to see that.
Oh, come on, Mr. Christmas coat. I know you love to dress up. I've seen your Scottish costume.
That's right. I could wear the kilt, but nobody wants to see that either. So.
Well, I do. I think
Okay.
it's cool.
There you go. But it's coming up.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. so
And
call us.
and folks can dress up. And I know I've seen a lot of ladies on Facebook talking
sure.
about their dresses and
Yes.
flappers.
Well, it's just
and,
a fun era
Yeah.
for the clothes, and I think we romanticized it a bit, the
Right.
flappers, and it's just a fun era, and it worked out perfectly with going into 2020.
Sure.
So we've had a lot of fun with it.
That's very good. That's awesome. And then let's see, what else is coming up? We wanted to ask you a little bit about there's a Focus on Farmington Coffee
Yes,
event.
Focus on Farmington Coffee is
in
coming up
February.
in February. And so those are the second Wednesday of the month. And this time we're
That's
really...
the 12th.
The 12th, yes, Wednesday the 12th. This is another free coffee, much more of a community coffee. So anybody's welcome. If you are just new to Farmington and you're trying to make some connections, or you've lived here for 30 years and you're just trying to reconnect with people. But these are just super fun. I love Focus on Farmington Coffee.
And I always like to show off your Scrabble board. in the
Yes,
church.
I know. I have a collection of Scrabble boards.
Yes.
And pool balls, obviously, even though I don't have a pool table. But anyway,
Okay. All right.
so the Focus on Farmington Coffee, we're really working on getting people downtown. And so we're having it at the Cosmic Cafe. And while that might be a tad challenging just with the main street blocked off, there are ways to access all of the businesses downtown. So Cosmic Cafe and Tales of Tomorrow, they're one of our chamber members,
Right.
but I'm really happy to have a coffee down there. I've actually been talking to Three Rivers, Dave Daly over there, to see if we might potentially do a coffee at Three Rivers one morning, because we don't want to see any of those downtown businesses close. I think this is going to be a project that when finished, everyone's going to be so glad we did it. But in the midst of it, it can be a little tricky. So we just want to encourage people, keep coming downtown, supporting all of our businesses, chamber members or not. And so I'm really glad we're doing the coffee at
Sure.
Cosmic Cafe in February.
Okay.
Give them a little love.
That's right.
In February. Yes.
Exactly. And the one thing I want to remind our listeners and viewers about is, even though there is this downtown construction going on, it's only half of Main Street that is closed, and that's basically
Exactly.
from
Wall,
Miller
basically.
Wall to
Auburn? No, it
No.
ends before Auburn.
it'll go to Allen,
Yes.
actually, and Allen is still open, north-south.
Yes.
And so actually the street in front of Cosmic Cafe is open.
Yes.
And you can park right in front.
Right, exactly.
And so there really isn't any traffic restrictions in front
Right.
of Cosmic Cafe.
Right.
And that whole stretch to Auburn.
Right, exactly.
is open.
And if you are curious about the project, I really have to applaud the group that's been providing information all along. HQ is located right on Main Street, right next to the Chili Pod restaurant. And they have got maps, they have timelines, they can answer your questions. They've been doing a lot of roundtable discussions with all of the merchants in downtown just to keep everybody up to speed. And I just really have to applaud them for that, because this is a big project, and we know it. They know it. But I do think they've been great about providing information about what's going to happen, and also the vision for when it's done, because that way we can keep our eyes on the prize, so to speak, of when this is done. We have a retirement committee with the chamber. We did a focus group, and one of the things for people moving here, retirees moving here, is a vision of downtown exactly like what we're trying to do. They want the wider sidewalks, the little shops, the cafes. So this is something,
outdoor dining, that kind of a thing, right on those wider sidewalks.
Yeah, the little pocket parks and things like that. So there's reason for this, and it's economic development and bringing people here and tourism. So I know it can be painful in the midst of it. And I'm right down there. I'm right in the...
You're a block away.
I am a block away.
That's
so
right.
I just encourage people to keep visiting those downtown businesses.
That's very true.
Exactly.
And again, this phase 1 is supposed to be finished, and everyone's working really hard to make sure it gets finished by, I think, May or June.
Yes.
And then phase 2 will be the other side of Main Street from Allen to Auburn.
Exactly.
But then this first section should be open by summertime.
Right. And so I think if
With
the
the new
timelines stay,
improvements.
then it's and always there's those contingencies that sometimes you have absolutely no control over. But I think that's what they're trying to do, is get this part done and then finish that, so that that's opened up again, and then go to the next phase.
That's right. And we'll be able to see what
exactly what it's going to look like.
Looks like as soon as May or June of this year. So
very exciting.
That is exciting. The other thing is, to keep us healthy in 2020, you've got your Health and Wellness Fair coming up in February as well, on the 15th.
15th, the day after Valentine's Day. I'm really excited because we moved it to the college. So we are actually going to be at the HHPC, or otherwise known as the Health Human Performance Center, at San Juan College in the gym area. We'll probably have between 40 and 50 vendors that will have information, health, wellness, screenings, information you can take with you. And this is a free event for people who want to come in and get this information. So it's on Saturday the 15th from 10 to 2 in the gym at the health center at the gym at the HHPC. But, sometimes in the past, or in past years, this event has been in January. But due to the college's schedule, my schedule, different things, we ended up bumping it to February, which I'm actually kind of thinking is great. Right around February, I believe, is Heart Month. And so right after Valentine's Day. So that will be coming up in February. And again, very excited to be having it here at San Juan College. I think it's going to be a perfect location for it. And bring people into the HHPC who maybe have never been in before and never seen the indoor walking track and the pickleball and all the indoor climbing wall. That's exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great location for it, and I hope that this can just kind of start a trend for future years for this event.
Sure. But, are you still looking for vendors or folks to have a table at this event?
Yes. So if you want to be a vendor, there is a small fee for vendors. If you're a chamber member, it's one fee, and if you're not a chamber member, it's slightly more. But you can contact the chamber, and we will just email you a vendor form, and then you can fill that out and get it back to us. But we also know, we have a limited amount of space, so we don't want to overcrowd it.
Sure.
And we also know we typically have around between 400 and 500 people attend this event. So we're going to start really advertising this now. We're almost exactly a month out. So we'll be starting a lot of posts, putting some announcements out, making some posters. But it's a great opportunity to come get some free information and kind of start your year out right. We all make these resolutions. Well, I don't know. Do you make resolutions?
I do, and I've broken them all. Already.
Already, okay. For those of you who still have your resolutions, yes, it's a great event. So first one of the year typically.
That's true.
So yes, I was thinking about it yesterday, thinking I better start getting the word out about this. We're a month out.
That's true, and it's a free event. You said
it's a free event
for folks to come.
Exactly,
and just the vendors who have, I guess, some type of health-related business.
Yes,
it's a small fee to be there.
Right,
and to have a table.
So to hand your information out, our vendors are welcome to give away door prizes if they want to, and so it's. And again, I think it's perfect having it in February, right around during Heart Month, and promoting that. So
very true.
Yes.
Very true.
We're excited.
Jamie Church is my guest this morning. She is the president and CEO of the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. We've been talking about some of their events that are coming up, and now let's talk politics.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. You are getting ready to go to Santa Fe. Is what I mean by that, because every year for the legislative session, the chamber will send a delegation to Santa Fe to kind of talk about some of the issues that are important to this part of New Mexico, to the business community that you represent.
That's
that's taking place again as usual.
Yes, February 2nd and 3rd is our date that we go, and there's a legislative reception on the 3rd, and so a lot of chambers and convention and visitors bureaus and have tables set up. So Farmington will be there, and we have 19 delegates going, and so that's more than I think we've had in the past few years. But we wear our red coats, and we go into the legislative reception, and we hand out information about Farmington and what we have going on in our community, which right now is a lot. So we'll be taking our Retire Northwest New Mexico brochures with us. We have some fun little things to give away that are provided by the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And so the other piece of that, preparing for this 30-day session, is that we did something new this year that we haven't done before, and we did a legislative breakfast, and we held that on Friday, this past Friday, the 10th, and we invited all of our senators and representatives to attend that breakfast, as well as Arvin Trujillo with Four Corners Economic Development and some of our key business leaders to attend that and just talk about. So we had an opportunity to share with them what did we think were issues that we hope they will keep in mind while they're in Santa Fe. Now, it's the 30-day session. It's a shorter session.
Right.
But we just wanted that opportunity to really sit with our representatives and our legislators and talk about, for Northwest New Mexico, what we have going on with the transition of the San Juan generating station and all of those changes. What did we see as important key issues? So that was very well attended. We had about 30 people at that. And so we had a great session of just talking, but also not networking so much, but just communicating with everybody in the room about what we felt was important and what we hope to see happen in Santa Fe.
Right.
So we did that on the 10th, and that was in preparation for our trip to Santa Fe. So that, again, will be the 2nd and the 3rd. And, for the chamber, I see the chamber as we're an advocacy group for our members, and we speak for our members, and I always want to keep that as the forefront of everything that I do. And to me, going to Santa Fe is really important with that. We can't have every member going to Santa Fe, but so I'm going to represent the chamber, to represent our members, and when our members give me feedback on what's important to them, whether it's the outdoor recreation industry or whether they really want to just know what's going on with the power plant, or whether it's the minimum wage increase or what's happening with downtown or whatever, I need to know that. So when I'm going to Santa Fe, I'm keeping those things in mind. So it's not Jamie Church going to Farmington. It's the chamber. It's the Farmington Chamber going to Santa Fe. So
right, but you're representing the interests of your members.
Exactly.
And don't you still have a legislative committee?
We do. That just got sort of rebooted this past year, and so Tom Taylor, he's the chair.
He has
of that.
no experience in Santa Fe at all. I don't know how he got that job, but
Tom has some great stories too.
Yes, he does.
And he makes me laugh. But
yes.
What a
great choice.
I was so when I was thinking, about the legislative committee and who we could get to chair that committee.
Right.
And so
And for folks who don't know, I don't know how many people wouldn't know, but former state representative Tom Taylor.
Yes, former state. Yes, former state. Yes, thank you. I just assume everybody knows.
Well, no, I assume.
I know.
Too,
well, I
and
shouldn't
they
be
probably
that, though.
do.
But former state representative Tom Taylor. He and his wife also own the Artifacts Gallery, which has just become one of my favorite venues and places downtown. So go visit.
Another
downtown business. Don't forget to go visit them.
Exactly. Their new signage, by the way, is striking. I mean, they did a great job. They were closed for a few weeks and then reopened with new signage and everything right there. So
to go into Artifacts. So anyway, so Tom Taylor is the chair of that committee, and Tom has that unique. He's been there. He knows how it works, but he also is great. I think he's done a great job of making friends on both sides of the aisle and keeping those relationships. So what Tom is going to be really wonderful about is letting me know, okay, here's an issue going on, and I think you need to, if you can, go to Santa Fe for it. Because even though I'm going on February 2nd and 3rd, there could be things coming up all along the 30-day session.
There are hearings and other things that are happening throughout that session.
And we need to be there. Even if I don't get to say anything, I need to be there to represent the chamber, just to show this is important to us. And so here I am to represent the Farmington Chamber. So Tom is going to be extremely helpful with that. So he is the chair of that committee, and we just did sort of reboot this committee, if you will, about 6 months ago. And that committee works very closely with our Retire Northwest New Mexico committee that's working on building this area, promoting this area as a destination for people, active adults who are older and looking for a place to retire. We have so many of the key things that retirees are looking for, and what a wonderful opportunity for us right now with the challenges in our area to take this whole idea of being a retirement community and really push and promote ourselves in that way. So
Right.
lots of exciting things,
And
lots of challenges too. But.
Sure, but that group is seen kind of as another economic driver.
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
They're retired, but they certainly have money, and they have money to
They do.
spend.
And they don't need jobs because they
Right.
have money, but
Right.
other businesses can build up that cater to that clientele, whether it's creating some kind of a transport service or shops that would cater to retirees. The other piece of it is that retirees move here and then they invite their family to come visit them here, their children, their grandchildren. So then they come and they spend tourist dollars here, but perhaps then they think, wow, that's a great place to live. There's no tornadoes, there's no earthquakes, there's no, snow. The reason I said snow is we get a lot of people from Chicago that are interested in retiring here. And I love Chicago, but I wouldn't want
Right.
to live there in the wintertime.
Yes.
So,
See?
yeah, exactly.
And our snow doesn't compare to anything Chicago can come up with.
No,
for snow.
no. We
Right.
also don't have Lake Michigan. However,
Yes.
we have 3 rivers, so we do
That's
have
true.
some water.
Very true. Well, lots of exciting things
Yes,
going on
yeah.
at the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, and you'll come back in February and let
I
us know
will.
how your Santa Fe trip went.
I will.
And
I'll
we'll
give you
know
the
about
recap.
the Citizen of the Year and the
That
Business
will
of
have
the Year.
been announced, and maybe I can get them to come onto the radio show with me.
Maybe, or your new chair
Yes.
for the new year.
Yes.
So they're more than welcome. So
Absolutely.
we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie Church. Jamie Church, my guest from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce on KSJE. I'll be back with more, everyone, in just a moment. This is KSJE Farmington.
I know you already have video on your phone, but Meg Whitman, CEO of the upcoming streaming service Quibi, says their tech is so good, you're going to want to pay for it. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech, Demystifying the Digital Economy. I'm Molly Wood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by Home Advisor, helping homeowners find the right pros for their home projects. Homeowners can read reviews, book appointments, and check cost guides for any project at homeadvisor.com.
These days, we've all got a Las Vegas buffet of subscription streaming services to pick from. A new one called Quibi, short for Quick Bites, will launch in April. And this one is only for your phone. Quibi was founded by former Disney exec and producer Jeffrey Katzenberg. Meg Whitman is CEO. They gave a big presentation about the service last week at